Hello, and welcome to Your United Way, a show all about how your local United Way is positively impacting Paducah and McCracken County. I'm Monique Zuber, the Executive Director at the United Way in Paducah, and I'm also your host for today's show. We're excited about today's first segment that's going to focus on the McCracken County Early Childhood Council, and I'm excited to introduce our three guests today who are council members for the McCracken County Early Childhood Council. So welcome to our show today, ladies.
Thank you.
If you guys would, we're going to start off. If you'll each introduce yourselves, tell us what organization you represent and what you do at your organization. Mariana?
I'm Mariana Romero. I'm director of the Friends Family Resource Center at Farley Elementary School. And we work hard to make sure our children are ready for school, and then when they get to school that they're successful while they're there, overcoming whatever barriers they may encounter.
All right, Christy.
Good morning, my name's Christy Lewis. I'm the Head Start Director for Paducah Public Schools. Our Head Start program serves around 270 children. We're a blended program, so we're state funded and we also receive federal funding through Head Start. Our Head Start program just provides quality, comprehensive services for children and families. And I think that's the key for Head Start is not only do we help our children, but we also help our families through dental services, financial literacy, and helping them prepare their children for kindergarten.
Wonderful. So really looking at that whole picture of that
Yes,
family.
ma'am.
All right, and Greta.
Hi, I'm Greta Henry, and I'm the Interdisciplinary Early Childhood Education Program Coordinator here at West Kentucky Community and Technical College, and I serve the community in regards to higher education, those that want to come back to school to further their education, but we all know in early childhood it's so important to have those foundational skills in education. So
Absolutely.
We have a lot of non-traditional students that are coming back, and to give them more of that boost to help children when they're working in their child care centers.
Okay, and can you give us that acronym for your department?
IECE.
Okay, that way if we refer to that throughout the show, our viewers will know what that stands for. So, well, wonderful. You all are representing three different organizations that have similar goals, but today we're really going to focus on the McCracken County Early Childhood Council, which you all are all representatives from. Christy is our chair. Is that correct, Christy?
Yes, ma'am.
For the McCracken County Early Childhood Council. So can one of you all tell us what is the purpose of the McCracken County Early Childhood Council?
Basically, how the Early Childhood Council started was we have an incredible commonwealth here, and realized that to start with younger children is where we're going to see success later as far as kindergarten readiness, as far as success in high school, and then again in career and personal success. So Kentucky has this vision that all children should be healthy and safe, possess the foundational skills that will enable school readiness and personal success, but live in strong families as well that are supported by the community. So this amazing vision then was passed down to each of the counties to form these councils to then come up with innovative, creative ways to use all kinds of resources in the community to outreach to children, families, and the people that take care of these children during the day.
Well, that's great. Our United Way is very excited to be the fiscal agent for this council. As you all know, the United Way has three focus areas, and one of those is education. And we recognize that in order for someone to be successful in the long term of their education, that they have to start off prepared, so they aren't starting off behind and that much further behind those other students that they're starting with. So we're proud and feel privileged to be the fiscal agent for the McCracken County Early Childhood Council. Can you all tell us about some of the initiatives that are supported through the Childhood Council?
Yes, one of the ones that I'm most excited about is partnering with the school districts and with our early childhood centers here in Paducah. We have a lot of quality early childhood centers, and our school district teachers also have a lot of wonderful expertise in professional development, but partnering with them and encouraging those child care centers to strive for excellence, build their star ratings, and by doing that we're encouraging them through professional development. So we're providing mentoring when needed, but we're also providing some professional development for them to come in and learn about some of the school readiness tools that we are using and how to implement quality lesson plans, build the vocabulary, and just all those all-around skills that build for school readiness.
So really supporting some local child care agencies to not just be that babysitting services, but really to give them the tools that they need to prepare the children they're serving.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and Marion, I know you all have a
We
great
have a big event coming
Yes.
up. March 21st from 9:30 to noon. We'll have our second kindergarten fair, and it's a superhero theme, so we think the kids are going to love that. But it's a great way for parents to come to see what kind of things can they do to make sure their children are kindergarten ready, because their children will be going through a screening in the spring. So if they've never heard anything about this, it's a great time to come and find just some easy ways that you can help get your child ready.
Okay, and can you give us the details on that again? When it will be?
March 21st,
Okay.
9:30 to noon, here at the community college at the Hall's Gymnasium.
Okay, and will there be any giveaways or anything like that that
Oh,
day?
absolutely. Lots of goodies that the kids will take home that day, and/or prizes throughout the morning event.
Okay, well that sounds like a great way to help your child get prepared. And will there be a screening that day as well, an example screening?
No,
If I can have you share?
I don't think so, but we will be showing the parents different things they can do with their child, easy things they can do to help get them ready.
Great, good deal. Well, and also at Farley Elementary, I know you all have the Born Learning Initiative. Can you share with us
Yes,
about
yes.
what that looks like?
Well, research has shown that children who are not worked with, who do not have that parent support from ages 0 to 5, that's when most of that learning foundation is laid. So we are working with parents to show them what they can do with their children. So it's really neat. Born Learning Academy, they bring those babies to school. And here they come in their strollers and their carriers with these young children who are not yet in school, but they're eager to learn. And Born Learning is all about taking the everyday moments and making those learning opportunities. So some parents think I have to spend hundreds of dollars to make sure my child is smart to be ready for kindergarten, and not at all. You can use going to the grocery store, riding in the car. There's so many things you can do to help them get ready. And so every session, it's 6 sessions, we focus on one of those things that you can do to help your child be ready for kindergarten.
Okay, so it sounds like the McCracken County Early Childhood Council, they support the Born Learning Academy, the kindergarten fair, as well as supporting some local child care facilities, help give them some tools they need. Are there any other initiatives that you would like our viewers to know about today?
2 of our family resource centers in the area received grants to provide some programs in their schools, similar to Born Learning, but not as long in the length of time they'll be doing those programs. Kids Company 1 at Clark Elementary, and then the Lone Oak Family Resource Center both received grants. So we're excited to see about the programming they're doing and the ways they'll impact the parents that they work with.
Okay, well, and Christy, would you like to share any more information about Head Start and how Head Start really works with the McCracken County Early Childhood Council?
Yes, I'd love to. One of the ways that we partner with our early childhood centers in the Paducah City area is just to provide them resources. We work really close with the Paducah Day Nursery,
Right.
and we have our mental health consultant that goes at least weekly over to Paducah Day Nursery to consult with the students that we have that are in our Paducah Head Start classrooms. She'll go over there and conference with them and help support them and some of the behaviors that children have in the classroom, and just bridge that communication between the teacher and the child care center, so that we ensure that we are getting kids school ready. Because it's not just about the academics. The social, emotional, and health and well-being of the kids is so important. And to have that open line of communication is just one way that we help our families.
Absolutely. And Greta, would you like to share any more information about the interdisciplinary early childhood education program?
Well, I think what's interesting with the early childhood program is that we are interdisciplinary, meaning lots of different disciplines come into play when you're educating all the students. So we also, a lot of the students are involved in community activities, and thankfully for a wonderful McCracken County Community Early Childhood Council, they will be assisting with the Kindergarten Readiness Fair and other different activities that the council does. But in order to work with children, of course we all know children don't come with a book, so we do a lot of field experience, lots of practical application, and lots of different disciplines, psychology, science, math, all these different things that come into play as far as the success of a child. You know, it's not just about, oh, we have to sit here and learn all this research, which is very important, but we also use that practical application. And thanks to all the different expertise that are on the council, I mean, we come from, 20 to 30 different disciplines, and thankfully our students can shadow those different professionals and that kind of thing to enhance their growth and development as well as professionals.
All right.
So.
Well, there's also been some recent statistics that have been released about kindergarten readiness throughout the state. So can you all share any information about those statistics that have been released?
Yes, I'd be happy to. When we get that data, we always look at it holistically. You know, whenever the report comes out, it's basically based off of the Brigance Kindergarten Screener. Most kindergarten students take that within the first month of entering kindergarten. The school districts have their choice of when that takes place. And that's a snapshot of if a child is ready or not ready. And in McCracken County, that's our scores, our results come back from McCracken County schools and Paducah City schools. So we take that data and it gives us an overview of where our students are compared to the state. And I'm so excited to look at this and see that the children in McCracken County schools are ready compared to the state scores. This past year, I think we're at 55.5% of our students were ready, and the state information has been released as well. Part of looking at that data is it's a conversation starter.
Right.
It allows the child care centers, it allows the school district, it allows our medical profession, it allows so many partners to come together and see where can we support our families, where can we support our school districts, and where can we support our early childhood centers in preparing families for school readiness. I feel wholeheartedly that school readiness is more than just your ABCs and 1, 2, 3s.
Right.
It is social emotional health. It is family health and well-being. And taking that time to sit down and encourage families, letting a parent know that they are their child's first teacher, letting a parent know that they have the same skills and opportunities to teach their children, just like school districts do and early childhood centers have. We are very blessed in Paducah McCracken County to have wonderful school districts and wonderful child care centers, but taking that time to teach families basic skills and encouraging them to sit down and communicate with their child.
Right.
Read a book, take a time to have a conversation over dinner. When you're driving down the road, talk about what you see. Basic communication skills will help bring those school readiness scores up.
Well, I'm excited that the United Way is a part of the McCracken County Early Childhood Council and that we're able to collaborate together, because early childhood is really the responsibility of the entire community to work together and collaborate together. So I'm excited that you all were able to be here today with us. If anyone needs information, I'm sure you all will be welcome to them calling your agency and getting educated on how they can use their some tools to help make sure their children are prepared for kindergarten. So thank you, ladies, for joining us today.
Thank
you
you.
for having us.
And we'll be right back for the second segment of Your United Way. Hello and welcome back to Your United Way, a show all about how Your United Way is positively impacting Paducah and McCracken County. My name is Monique Zuber and I'm the Executive Director at the United Way, and I'm also your host for today's show. We're excited for today's second segment to have two new guests join us, so welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
We have Anna and Betsy with us today, and we are going to talk about United Way workplace campaigns. So ladies, if you would start off, Anna, if you'll introduce yourself, tell us who you're with and what you do there.
Yes, I am with Whitehall Industries, so we're fairly new to McCracken County, and I work in human resources for them.
And Betsy?
And I am Betsy Burkeen, and I'm actually with the United Way. I'm the Resource Development Manager.
Yes, we're excited to have one of our own on today. We're having Betsy on. So we're going to talk about workplace campaigns. So Anna, you mentioned that Whitehall is a new company to town, and we're excited to have you all here. Can you tell us, what does Whitehall do?
Yes, we are a manufacturing facility based out of Ludington, Michigan. We actually have 2 plants in Michigan, one in Mexico, and then we just started this one here in Paducah last year. So we do aluminum extrusion for the automotive industry. So we make car parts for the automotive industry. One of the bigger things that we do are the sunroof tracks.
Okay, well that's exciting to know about. We know that you're new here and we're excited to have you here. Approximately how many employees does Whitehall have right now?
We have about 95 employees. 60 of those are full-time regular employees, and then we also contract about 35 employees right now.
Okay, and is there a long-term plan for expansion, more hiring?
Yes, we are growing quickly. We hope to eventually get to the size of our Leadington plant in Michigan. If we do reach that size, it'll be about 300.
Well, that's wonderful. That does a whole lot for economic development in our community, providing jobs. So we're excited and thankful for Whitehall to be here in Paducah. So.
Yes, we're excited too.
And Betsy, can you talk about what does a United Way workplace campaign look like, since that's what we're here to talk about today?
Yeah, sure. A workplace campaign can look very different for different companies. You can really do it as big or as little as you want. It could be as little as just the United Way coming in and giving a presentation and then obviously offering payroll deduction. Payroll deduction is the ability to be able to give via paycheck, at $1 or $2 increments, whatever you choose, over a course of time. So it could be as simple as that, but our most efficient campaigns actually have a workplace kickoff and wrap-up event, and maybe some fundraisers in between that time period. A workplace campaign United Way kickoff would consist of a presentation, always, maybe even some fun fundraisers added in, some giveaways, just to really create excitement. And at that point, you would be given the opportunity to give via payroll deduction. Maybe some fundraisers would go on for 2 weeks to a month in between that time period and the time period of the United Way wrap-up event. And that would be where the total was announced, maybe again some fun fundraisers, a lunch, and maybe even some giveaways for fair share givers. Fair share meaning it's a commitment of giving 1 hour of pay per month. So we always want to ask of that, but remember, payroll deduction is just the opportunity to give even $1 or $2 a paycheck.
Well, thanks for sharing that. Payroll deduction is definitely one of our biggest ways to raise funds for the United Way, where it comes straight out of your paycheck every month. But through those workplace campaigns, they can also do one-time donations. Is that correct?
Yes.
Or things like that. And I liked how you shared about the kickoff event and the wrap-up event and fundraisers in between. And I know Whitehall ran a workplace campaign for the first time this year. Can you share with us a little bit what your workplace campaign looked like?
Sure. We had a lot of fun with it. So at first we just made flyers to letting employees know when the event was going to be, or when our week was going to start. So we had Betsy come in. She did all of our presentations for each shift. So we did our first, second, and third shifts. All of our employees came, and we'd had like donuts and snacks and things like that for them. So after the presentations, we made it a week-long event. Being our first time, we didn't want to do too many things, just not really knowing how it was going to go. But we didn't want to have one big event. So at the end of the week, we had a cookout, just to thank the employees, kind of a wrap-up event. And we had that being a last call for all the donation cards to be turned in as well. And then we also did, like she was saying, giveaways. We did gift card giveaways, this time just for anybody that gave anything, just to encourage everybody to give. And it was really nice to see how many employees gave. I was very surprised. And then at the end of that, we announced our total.
And can you share what that total was for the first year campaign?
Oh,
It was around...
It was a little over 9,000.
9,000. I was going to say it was 6,000, and then with our company match, our company matched half of those donations.
And that's great. A lot of our companies, they will do a match. If employees give so much, they may do a 50% match, and it sounds like that's what Whitehall was generously able to do this year. So we're very thankful for that. And I'll commend Whitehall for just jumping on board and running that workplace campaign. A first-year campaign, Betsy, correct me if I'm wrong. It's we call it successful if we can get a couple thousand out of a first year.
Yes, and the participation at Whitehall level, I can't say enough good things about that. I mean, they had about half of their employees actually participate in the payroll deduction campaign. That is huge for a first year campaign. Anna was what we call an employee campaign coordinator within the workplace, or an ECC. And that means that she set up the presentations that I came in and gave to the 3 different shifts. She sent out the flyer and the information. She organized the cook-off. She totaled, got those pledge forms back and made that total and all that good stuff. And she really put in so much work. I can't say enough good things about her. Whitehall for the match first year, I mean, they really did it and did it well. They really showed others how to come on board and do a first year campaign correctly, and we're just so excited to have them.
Well, we are excited to have you. And an employee campaign coordinator, we say it's an easy job, but it is kind of time consuming. And so we appreciate all of our employee campaign coordinators when they step up to the plate and they're able to take that on in addition to their regular day-to-day workloads. Betsy, Anna mentioned some fundraisers and some kickoff events. Lots of organizations have different ways that they do that. Can you share any fun fundraisers? I know Ingram Barge has some fun ideas.
Yes. Well, Anna mentioned that they had a kind of a cookout. Chili cook-offs are huge because we do most of our campaign kickoffs and wrap-ups in the fall season, so it kind of works out perfect. But you can do it as little as you want for office-type environments, maybe some penny jar wars, or bring in your baby picture and guess who it is, and kind of pay for the guesses and things like that. So they can be small and ideal for an office environment, but you could also have a lot of fun with some fundraisers. Ingram Barge is one example that has a ton of fun. One year they had office chair races. Actually, that was Pepco. I think Ingram may have done it too.
Yes.
But office chair races where you decorate your office chairs and then you push yourself with plungers to try to get to the finish line. So that's always so fun to watch. Ingram has had their guys run down, put on a piece of woman's clothing like a boa, a hat, go down, tag the next person to come down. And so by the end, you have this Ingram Barge manly man wearing these fun clothes, women's clothing, all in the name to raise some funds. So they really, campaigns are supposed to be fun. They can boost employee morale. Studies have shown that as corporate giving goes up, so does employee giving. So it really does create a giving atmosphere for your workplace that is just, it makes you proud to work where you do. So.
Well, Anna, those were some really fun ideas. Hopefully some companies can get some ideas from that as well. But Anna, what made you decide to be the employee campaign coordinator for Whitehall?
Well, I had been involved with United Way, the previous job I had, and it was just a good fit. I was passionate about the United Way and seeing our employees give back to the community, and then I was excited to share with the community about Whitehall too, because a lot of people hadn't heard of it before. So.
Right. Well, I think it's a great partnership. We're excited to see that grow, and we're very thankful for any workplace, specifically Whitehall, for running such a great first-year campaign. And we just want everyone to know when you run a workplace campaign that you really are donating to positively impact education, income, and health to our community, which is so important. Those are the 3 basic building blocks to a good life. So a United Way campaign is so important for company morale and for encouraging them and just explaining to them that it truly is making a difference through supporting those types of programs. Well, do you all have anything else you'd like to share? Like, what maybe would you all say to a company that was maybe on the fence trying to decide, should we run a United Way campaign or should we not? How would each of you encourage them?
I would tell them absolutely give it a shot. I mean, there's really no downside to trying to run the campaign. Like I said, I was kind of not hesitant about running it, but just to see how much employee giving we were going to get, and I was very surprised at how many employees gave. And I mean, really, it is time consuming to get all the presentations together, but you guys do such a good job at just taking over the presentations. We really didn't have to do very much work at all with that. And then, like you said, boosting employee morale. The employees that came in that you basically had to drag in there because they didn't want to come were the ones that were turning in their donation cards before the meeting was even over. And it was just really great to see it click with employees when they were watching those videos and listening to the presentation, because whether they went through those hard times themselves or were in that position themselves, or they saw somebody go through it, it affected everybody.
Right.
So I would definitely encourage them to do so.
All right, Betsy, anything you would add to that?
Just to add to what Anna says, everything that she says really is spot on. But also, you know, I always, when I go into a company, I talk about how we can boost employee morale, how it's just really good to be able to give back. But maybe even for those folks that can't give back, it can a presentation, a United Way presentation, can also serve as education for maybe some folks that work there. They may need the help of the services or know someone that does of our partner agencies. So I always want to highlight that we could just be going in for some people to tell them about things that they were not aware of. We live in a great community with a lot of help, and so there is help out there for those folks that need that. So a United Way presentation really can serve as education for your employees as well.
I think that's a great point, that we can educate our community. It's not just about asking for those funds to help provide those services. It's also educating our community about what currently exists and what services are out there. So, well, thank you all, ladies, for being on with us today. And if you know of a local business that might be interested in running a United Way campaign, please have them contact the United Way office, visit our website, or email us at the United Way. We're excited to have you guys on today, and this concludes our second segment of Your United Way.